All right, awesome. We're going to begin our amendment process for the new year student group constitution. Is there anything that anyone has to say, anyone has to add before we get started on this?
I gotta make the second one.
Okay, Ethan's making the second one. I'm going to go ahead and just start reading through the new constitution. If you haven't read the first one yet, or the old one, you can find it on Highlander link, the student group.
Should you start with the old one? Say this is where you came from, and that way we can see the differences. I'm gonna highlight the differences on the questions, but I don't know.
It depends on how long everyone wants to stay here, but I can go ahead.
We can make it short. Yeah, go ahead, just do the new one. Keep it short.
No. I'll run through the old one really quick because I think it's important to compare and contrast.
I'm copy pasting the sections of
how much more beautiful the new one is. So this is so
beautiful piece of shit. Who wrote this?
It was created August 22nd, 2018. Name of the organization.
Founded the group, by the way.
That's when it was founded?
Written by yours truly.
Yeah, right. I think you did a decent job. It was, So, yeah, the purpose of the organization is to facilitate diverse and interdisciplinary collaboration centered around experimental acoustic research projects. Your student group will facilitate interactive examples of our work on campus and in the community to inspire and challenge campus culture. All activities serve a symbiotic relationship with the student group at UC Riverside. Maybe I'll go like this. So here's the new one. This is how the new one is looking. This is the new date. Does the date need to be when it was founded or the date that it was last updated?
It's okay. We didn't clarify what the date's for, so it's just really a date. Okay. This is for us to know that that's that version instead of the previous version.
This video is going up to YouTube, so for anyone that's watching this date, let's have it.
Maybe you should put it the second anyway, just so we can prove it's not an April Fool's joke.
Why? So extra. All right. So here is the, I think we edited Article 2 a little bit here. So the name of the organization, so the EAR student group here and after referred to as EARS, that's the same. The new Article 2 says, the purpose of the organization shall be to facilitate diverse interdisciplinary collaboration centered around research that involves music industry, engineering, and composition. The EARS student group will facilitate interactive examples of our work on campus in the community to inspire, challenge campus culture. All activities serve a symbiotic relationship with the EARS facility by UC Riverside. So the only thing that the new e-board updated about this was that we made sure to highlight music industry, engineering, and composition. Composition tying in songwriting, engineering tying in producing, and anything having to do with even sound research, and music industry having to do with music business or anything music industry related. Article 3, active membership for the student organization shall be chosen without discrimination. This is basically not changed very much. I don't think it's changed at all. The very beginning part. This is just talking about the membership practice, and then the eligibility. This is what changed. So for category of membership, we needed to specify better the types of members that we have within the EAR student group. So what we wanted to do was we wanted to make it so that people within the EAR student group that weren't UCR members were able to vote and able to be a part of the amendment process. However, we learned from our ASU UCR representative that that goes against university policy, so we weren't allowed to do that. In fact, the old constitution didn't specify well enough that we needed to really have a distinct difference between the UCR student and the non-UCR student. He said literally say non-UCR members. So we had to update the eligibility for membership, which is that all students currently enrolled at UCR shall be eligible for membership as active UCR members. Students that are not enrolled at UCR, who are UCR extension students, shall be eligible for membership as active non-UCR members. So we go even further to saying that active members, an active member is a member who is currently, you put an A in here. Currently registered, oh yeah, that's supposed to be currently a registered UCR student and who is listed and able to join the Highlander link roster. Active UCR members can vote in elections and other group matters, can run for officer positions, can propose amendments. Membership dues are not required, but voluntary dues help support activities and are suggested and appreciated. More information can be found in Article 7, Section A. So basically, the distinct difference between a UCR member and a non-UCR member is that UCR members can register through Highlander Link, and non-UCR members cannot. So that was the biggest thing. It's more like it's like people that are paying to go to UCR should have more of a say than people that are. So active non-UCR members are people who it's basically volunteership and or participation in the organization attendance that is more than 30% of total meetings per academic quarter. That is what classifies you as a non-UCR member. Active UCR members, so long as the same opportunities abide by the policies that are laid out by UC Riverside for student organizations. Active non-UCR members cannot be given the opportunity to register for Highlander Link, vote in elections and other group matters, run for officer positions, or propose amendments. Then we go into alumni, which is an alumni is a matriculated member who wishes to retain relations with the organization. So, for instance, when I graduate or when Cameron Westmoreland graduates, we would be considered alumni. And so we can still be considered an active member, even though we are matriculated and maybe we already graduated or something. But the alumni do not retain the rights as current active members, but may participate in the organization's events. So alumni are automatically transitioned after graduation and may continue to be a member. When you look on Highlander Link, basically you can assign different people roles. And one of the roles that are on there is alumni. So you might not be considered an active member, but you could still participate in the year's events. So if you're no longer UCR student, this would apply to you. Active members, and so basically an active member, if that's stated anywhere else in here, it would refer to active UCR members and active non-UCR members. And an active member is basically anyone who doesn't fulfill any of the active membership things stated above. So that's what changed here. This was sort of vague with everything that was going on. Removal of members stayed the same. It's the same process for pretty much every organization. You can go ahead and read through this on your own time if you're interested in that. With the officers, I hate this now. Basically, this was given a little more specificity here because the officers of this organization shall be at minimum president, vice president, treasurer, or secretary. So as you might have noticed, for the board positions for next year, we have about 9 positions, which the current e-board thought was a brilliant idea for what's going on, what could be going on next year, the potential opportunities. Here it was like, it was just, they shall be these 4. So we wanted it to be more than just those 4. And what we had going on in the student org before actually was that's why we were like, okay, maybe we should amend this constitution and incorporate that it can be at minimum these ones because we had an operations director.
Fuck. I need to add another one for that. Thanks.
Was that your thing?
I forgot to add that one on the list.
Yeah. They forgot to add operations director for the list of officers in 2020. Yeah. So another thing that we did for this quarter was, or for this year, might be something that maybe the next board would want to change if they amended the Constitution again, which is we left the responsibilities of each of these specified roles vague and short to the point. And we just thought that was the right way to do it because it's kind of like a broad perspective of what the president should be doing, what the vice president treasurer should be doing, with the exception of a couple of very specific things. So next we have the qualifications of becoming an officer. Obviously you have to be an active UCR member. You can't be a non-UCR member. And another thing that's worth noting is that the treasurer position must always be an undergraduate student. So you can actually be a graduate student and apply for the board for next year. But except for the treasurer has to be an undergraduate student. In terms of office, every officer position will last 1 academic year. Then they have to be either reelected or step down from their positions. Yeah, and this just goes in. This is all the same as it was last time too. So I don't think I really need to go too in depth on these. Let me find where it changes that. this change? The meetings, Cameron Diaz? Did
we say the meetings? We changed the specificity of the meetings.
Right. Meeting. So the quorum.
Man.
The quorum
We
will
just
define
wrote a
some
full
minimum.
constitution.
Huh?
Should we just say like the rest? No, it's fine.
Okay, so the quorum defines the minimum number of members that must be present in order to vote and make decisions for the group. The quorum defines the minimum number of members that must be present in order to vote and make decisions for the group. Quorum of the organization is 50% of active members plus one more active member. So that's what has to be here now with voting and everything to amend this constitution. The quorum defines the minimum number of members that must be present to vote and make decision for the group. I think we just removed that middle sentence there. Minimum number of members must be present to vote in order to make decisions for the group. We thought that sentence was just kind of unnecessary. And then for general meetings, so for here it's like the general meetings have to happen. So we said that the meetings have to happen at minimum, because before it was like these are all the meetings that are going on. Obviously we have more meetings that are going on, and it's been super beneficial for the student org. So the types of meetings that should be going on at minimum are the general meetings and the executive board meetings. So the general meetings should be happening at least once a week and are open to all active members. And the executive board meetings are once a week, and the attendance of the entire board for the given year is required for that meeting, especially the president, vice president, treasurer, and secretary. This is super important for the organization to succeed. If the e-board isn't meeting and they're not, collaborating and strategizing together, then nothing's going to move forward, or it'll just always fall on one person to do everything themselves, and that's never fun in a group project. And then moving on to let's see, what else did we change? I think this all stayed the same.
Do we update the duties and responsibilities of the officers?
No, the thing up here.
Yeah, that's all the same, right?
That's all the thing. Is there a child screaming in your house right now?
Welcome to my life.
Yeah. Financial records. Okay, this is an interesting one. So we didn't want dues to be required. Maybe the next board will want to change that when they have a large influx of people showing up, and it might make sense eventually to have dues required, but we decided to make it so that dues are not required within this constitution. So university shall have the right to audit, this has to be here. University shall have the right to audit the financial records of the organization. If the organization will receive funding from the Associated Students of UCR or the graduate students of Student Association, the organization must comply with all funding policies and procedures issued by the funding authority. So an audit is, I don't know if you guys know what an audit is. It's basically the university checking to see what you used your funds for and if there was any fraud or anything involved. That's what the university has the right to do with whatever you're doing. So if at any time you receive any money, any dues, or any sort of grant or anything for university, whether it's from the university, from somewhere else, it has to be recorded within a statement for the university to be able to audit. So you have to record what goes on. You have to have the receipts and everything else. So it says here, dues are not required, but there's a suggested donation of $5 to $20 if there ever was a due or something like that. The dues will be used for the operating. We have to specify what the dues would be used for. So we have that they be used for the operating costs of the club activities. Operating costs are basically operations, things that are going on within the university or with the club, such as like buying new equipment or using new equipment, things like that, things that are operations. This club will work on a system 3 T's, which is time, treasure, or talent. If a student is unable to pay their dues, an equivalent method can be worked out via volunteer club. So they're not required. However, to be sort of a like a good an active UCR member, it is recommended that you commit either time, some sort of due or treasure, or your skill set to help better the organization as a whole. Budgeting expenditures. What happened here? Did you highlight this on purpose, Ethan? No? I don't know why this is highlighted. It's weird. I'll have to get rid of that later. I think this all stayed the same. Budgeting expenditures. This was just breaking down. Yeah, this was just breaking down how the budgeting would be used within the facility. So the EARS student group has a symbiotic relationship with the EARS facility in Riverside. The student org would not exist without the facility.
No, this is for us. If we want to buy something ourselves, or somebody wants to buy something, this is within us. It has nothing to do with the facility.
Oh, okay. So whenever anybody within the organization wants to purchase something, this didn't change. This is just how it would go about, how you go about doing it, and the sort of rules, the sort of procedures that go behind purchasing something for the student org. So if at any time the next e-board wants to purchase something, be sure to brush up on the budget expenditures so that you know how to do it correctly. Next, the selection of advisors. I think this changed, right? Maybe not. Sure. Yeah, so the advisors will be selected through appointment and to ensure the existence of facilities that support the club activities. An advisor is like Dr. Chagas. What we did learn from our ASUCR representative is that the advisors don't have to be UCR faculty. So if Ethan doesn't become a professor at UCR, he could be the year's advisor if he had time for that. Cool thing to keep in mind. And then the last little part here stays the same. No, it doesn't. So proposing amendments. All active UCR members can propose amendments at general meetings. Amendments must be proposed to the board and presented to the active UCR members and active non-UCR members, and will be voted on at the following general meeting. So proposing amendments, we just have to specify that like the proposing amendments has to be by only active UCR members. They're the only people that can really propose amendments. However, the active non-UCR members can stand up and say like, hey, this person's been picking on me, e-board, you know, they're racist, they're doing things that are against the Constitution policies.
That's under the removal of members thing. That's a little bit up top.
That's up top. That's how you would remove the members. And we did put in there that non-active UCR members can propose to remove members from the organization. And then it'd have to go through the executive board process to get it removed. But there's just a couple of minor things that went on here. Obviously, I made the font, or the e-board made the font look way better than it was before, a lot more attractive. But other than that, you know, not anything super huge. So the next step for this is I will make the Google Doc available in the Discord on the announcements page for all of us to be able to look at it and read through it again. Ethan will send a link right now for you to be able to vote on the Constitution to say whether you agree with this amendment or you disagree. And then after this amendment is passed, which is hopefully within this next week, we can move on to the election process next Friday, or this Friday, this upcoming Friday, and at our general meeting. So Ethan, do you have that link?
Oh, I'm still editing, my dude. And what's it called? The other thing is that this will be open for 1 week. So if you can't get to it today, or if people can't get to it right now, it'll still be open for a week's time.
Right. Okay. For everybody that's here who hasn't registered on Highlander Link yet, just in
do
case.
that now. Do that now.
Super important if you're a UCR student and you haven't done that yet. This is my bad for not making it, you know, like a huge priority. I didn't realize it was a huge priority until we do make some big moves. So for next e-board, heads up, make it part of the rules in the Discord or something. You have to register with Highlander Link. But other than that, there you go. I'm going to upload this video to YouTube. Does anyone have any questions or comments?
I have a question. I'm a little unclear. How should I propose an amendment to this? Like if I have an amendment that I want to propose.
You have an amendment you want to propose to the Constitution?
Yeah.
It says right there in the amendment section.
Yeah.
All students can propose an amendment.
Yeah.
But like, should I do that like right now then?
What are you proposing?
So then,
hold on. Before doing that, amendments must be proposed to the board and presented to the active UCR members and active non-UCR members, and will be voted on for the general following. So I think, I mean, the way to interpret that would be propose it to the board first, and then after there's maybe some discussion, then the board and you will present it to the active UCR, like a general meeting. So like right now we're in general meeting. So I think right now would not be, according to that, it's not really specific, but that would be something that we could also further amend.
Yeah. So you would make a proposition, the e-board would look at it, and then at the next general meeting, we would have to push back the election thing again, I think. and then we would
Yeah, another election like this.
announce it to everybody, and then edit the Constitution, send it into Giovanni, wait for Giovanni's approval, and then announce it at another general meeting, and then see if anybody else has another amendment.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're having an informal thing. You could definitely say something right now.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll just say it. In Article 4, Section F, number 1, it says making any non-constructive, racist, discriminatory comments to any individual, yada, 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 and then breaking the law. I think we should reword that slightly because it allows constructive racist comments. Or so, do you know what I mean? We should leave.
I don't think they're mutually exclusive.
I don't know. I feel like we should just say any racist
Yeah,
comment.
you know what? I agree with that.
I second that.
Yeah, let's just take that out of there. Any racist discriminate. Yeah, that's fine. I think that Giovanni would
Are
be.
there some constructive racist comments that can exist?
There is no constructive racist comments. So
I think it was non-constructive / racist / discriminatory. I think that's what it was because we wanted to expand it besides just racist and discriminatory. It's also anything else that's non-constructive.
there should be a slash in there like that.
I think that's what happened. There was a slash in there.
Cool. There we go.
Ain't no slashing, folks.
Cool.
Thank you, Hannah. Good point. Does anyone else have anything else over here?
Got to save it, my dude. Or
Is
else
there any
it
other
doesn't reflect on it.
sections like that? Kristen, Chloe, anybody? Chilling.
That's chill. I don't think that's like a tiny thing. It's not like a
All right, cool.
like an interpretation. Okay, so I'll just to be clear, the 4 amendments, there's like 4 main amendments, and those are the member eligibility, the amendment process itself, dues, and the officer list.
Right.
Is that it?
That's it. Yeah. Those
Okay.
they were just minor changes. Yeah.
I think those are the most substantial, but
Yeah.
everything else I think is either not changed or
There was just like there was also like little grammar things that would.
yeah, we don't need an amendment for that.
Yeah, those were just.
All right. Should we do like a separate thing that just like approves of the Constitution as a whole?
What do you
No, we
mean?
just need amendments. We just need the amendments. I was gonna say just like everything else is kind of included in that, but I think it's fine. Cool. All right. Let me make it active, and then you guys can sign the Highlander link and vote. It's active as of 5 p.m. today. Okay, so log on to Highlander link, and you should be able to see. Can I publish? What is this publish? Oh, there we go. An alert. So go to your Highlander link, and you should be able to see an alert on there. Refresh again, Jack.
Yeah, I'm refreshing.
And actually go to your home page.
Okay.
It's the home page of that. Hit the home. Oh, there we go. Right there. Boom.
Yeah.
Look at that.
You go to your student group.
Yeah.
So I think this shows all of my clubs that I'm involved in.
I thought it said something in there, but yeah, go to use.
You go to home and then you click on ears, and then you scroll down. You'll see this. It's election time. Don't forget to vote.
That's right.
You click on this to amend the Constitution. I don't think I'm allowed to vote anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
There's an active member.
See what it looks like.
I wish. Sorry.
Do you
There you go. So yeah,
or do you disapprove? That's the way it works.
yep. So read. There's the differences are put A and B. So what it used to be and then what we're proposing it to for all 4 of those amendment stuff. So go ahead and go through that, and then
Is it currently active right now? Because I'm currently on it and there's nothing.
it should be.
I just
might
voted.
have to refresh.
Brandon and Jack and I are all able to see it, and I'm voting right now.
Well, I refreshed as well, and it's.
Are
not
you?
there.
Then maybe are you signed into Highlander link? Are you signed in?
I don't think so. I'll just refresh again.
Let me see here. Let me
When
go
does
back.
the voting form close?
Next week, next midnight on Thursday.
Closes on Thursday.
Wait, so
Okay,
it
yeah,
opens
it's
today
there.
and it closes next week?
Yeah, it's just for people who like really last minute didn't get there, but let's kind of get it all done right now out of the way, because as soon as we get 50% +1, then we can go forth and ratify it. That's only if we don't have everybody and we need to scrape the people who just haven't shown up for a while, and we need to like count people to get there.
Yeah, this is for.
That's why
amendments.
it's for a while.
So
Kristen, let me check your status here.
you would just go into
I might
highlight.
have accidentally alumni'd you.
Wait, when's officer voting gonna be?
That's gonna be on
Yes.
Friday. The
This
9th.
Friday or in a week?
Oh, yeah, this upcoming, the next general meeting that we have, that's when
Yeah.
the voting period will open. Because I'm gonna do, the E-board is gonna do a big general meeting to introduce us to spring quarter. And then there's probably gonna be a ton of people, freshmen, whatever, people that show up. And then there'll be a larger body of people to help you guys, to vote on you guys. You know what I mean? People will be more
Sounds
interested in showing up that day. Amending the Constitution is a boring meeting. I don't think a lot of people are interested.
But we can't do the next one without doing this.
Sorry,
first.
man. I'm hyped about this meeting.
This is why I love you, man. Okay, I'm hyped about this meeting too.
Poor Jack, guys. Give Jack a virtual hug. He's going through the hard time of the vaccine, so he's like dead right now.
Thanks, guys.
All right, let me go through and make sure I can finish up voting. I have a submission in progress. Oh, do I? All righty, page 1, page 2. Approve. I mean, you don't know my vote. Oh, I forgot to underline one part. Damn it. It's fine. Sue me. Don't sue me. Kidding.
I'll sue you.
Don't sue me. Fuck you.
I'll sue you with your own lawyer. Me and Rob are gonna sue you.
Thanks, bro. Vote. All righty, there you go.
Oh, dude, I need to stop recording. Okay. Thank you all for coming into this, watching this video. Hope it helped. Go ahead and stop the recording now.